Hey there, YouTube, and all my subscriber family. So, yesterday, I went over to Lowe's, and I decided that I wanted to hook up some more stuff for my kitchen. Like, I've got the 7-gallon holding tank that I showed you in a previous video, and a 1-gallon gray tank that will both go underneath or inside of the cabinet underneath the sink. So, if I wanted to hook up the gray tank, at least jimmy rig it in some way, because it is a used bar sink that I'm using. I got myself, I could have gotten something else, but I decided to go with 2 of these. They're flexible plumbing PVC piping. If I can, there we go. So you can form it into whatever shape you want. And I've already kind of test fitted the piping just to make sure it would work. So, hopefully I just need 1, because I really don't want, and I'm okay if I need 2, but I'm hoping just to need 1. I might end up needing 2, who knows. But that should work. And, yeah. So aside from that, I also got some bumpers for the cabinet doors. And I also got a window sash lock, which are normally meant for windows, but I'm going to use it for my door. What else did I get? A couple of hinges and some heat shrink. And the reason why I bought some heat shrink is because I'm going to upgrade the wiring for my electrical. So let me grab something real quick. All right. So Friday night, I should say Friday evening, not Friday night, although one could say that it's basically saying the same thing. I stayed at work a little late in order to build 2 more cabinet doors. And yeah, it took a couple of hours. I mean, it wasn't too late. Actually, I stayed till about 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I get off at 3:30, so 2.5 hours. That's how long it took. It took 2.5 hours, and so this is for underneath the sink. So I don't know, you probably can't see this, so I'm not going to do it, but it's too far away. But the nice thing is, and you're going to be able to see from this video that's going on, that this side is stained. And if you've ever watched some of my previous videos, I actually have some content that shows me doing the staining process. So I decided I wasn't going to film that. Instead, I decided to put the first 2 coats of conversion varnish on the doors here. And so this video is actually showing me sanding for the 3rd coat of conversion varnish. And that's what the company I work for does as a standard, is 3 coats of conversion varnish. On the last coat, I sand it with a block that's attached to the sandpaper. That way it gets the surface nice and flat and smooth. And it actually helps with the 20-degree sheen that you see here. 30-degree sheen, 20-degree sheen is satin, 30-degree is gloss or semi-gloss, and then upwards of that is gloss and whatnot. But that's kind of, I guess, irrelevant information. But what I did was I stained one side that will match my cabinets. The other side I left natural because I just kind of like the look of that. I don't know, I enjoy it. But so it will be going right side up like this, where you see the grain. Well, I don't know if you can see it, but the grain is pointing upward. That's how we do it for my company as well. And I also made a drawer front well, actually it's upside down. I made a drawer front for the sink as well, and this is going to be a tip out, and that way it can hold some of my cleaning supplies on the inside. And the nice thing is the used bar sink that I got, it came with a, well, it was an entire cabinet. So my hands are cold, but the sink was attached to a cabinet, so I had to take that apart. And it also had a the tip out hardware, as well as a little, I don't know, a cubby thing, I don't know what you would want to call that, a basket. So I still have that, so I'm going to be attaching that. In fact, I'll probably attach that basket thing prior to attaching the hardware. That also means that I'm going to have to mount that sink cabinet. So if I want to mount the sink cabinet, I want to make sure that my plumbing works first, because that's really the only thing holding me back, because I haven't worked on the countertop template yet. I've been kind of wanting to go through the electrical and the plumbing, just because I don't have any particular order. So oh, and by the way, while I was working on the doors, I was able to, I was going out to the van to take some measurements for the doors, and I noticed that there was a pretty nice sunset going on with some cloud formations, so I decided to capture a time lapse. So if you stay till the end of this video, you'll be able to see that time lapse, and I put some calming music to it or whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can get this plumbing to work. So let's get to work. So as you can see, I just use electrical tape for the time being. I know it's not the right kind of tape to jimmy rig this, but I'm going to have some Gorilla tape coming in on Wednesday, which is 2 days from now, and I'll be able to replace this tape. For now, this is just to test and see how well it works. Obviously, since this is adjustable PVC piping, I'm gonna have to clean out these pipes on occasion, maybe, I don't know, once a month or so. It's only going to be for gray water, so it's not like I'm going to drink out of any water that comes out of here, but still. And then that will just go into that hole there. And yeah, that should do it. Let's fill up this water tank. Well, actually, first I got to attach my faucet here to the freshwater tank, and then we can give this thing a try and hopefully attach some doors today. Alright, so I do have it hooked up, and while the camera was not recording, I also added about 2.5, maybe 3 gallons of water in my freshwater tank, and it should be working. I've already tested it. I don't know if you can tell, but the sink's a little wet. And all the water drains right into the tank. Let me see if I can get a better shot of that. So yeah, I think I'm pretty satisfied with the way this works so far. I did notice one thing with this thin plastic 3/8 inch piping. I think that's what it is, 3/8 inch. Yeah, that's what it is. I've got the package over there lying on the floor that I get to throw away. But this stuff is really flexible, so what I might end up doing is getting a solid piece of pipe or something like that, and just wrap it around somehow, maybe with some of my Gorilla Tape when I get it in, and that way it'll stay straight, because otherwise it does have a tendency to flex upward and do a curvature. And if the tank isn't full, like right now it's not full, it might be a third of the way full now at this point. But if it's not completely full, then the hose will stick out of the water, and I won't be able to get any water to pump through the faucet. So that's just something I'm going to have to work around, and when I find a solution that I'm fairly happy with, I will let you guys know. That way, if any of you watching this are planning on adapting a similar or exact format of a sink and draining system that I have here, you'll be able to have a solution already figured out, and you can use that as well, and that way you don't have to worry about it. And hopefully other people get to benefit from me figuring it out as I go, so they can just take advantage of it, because that's what YouTube videos are partially for, right? Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this sink cabinet. I actually might remove both the sink and the stove cabinet and actually permanently mount them at this point, because I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. And that way I can put the doors on, and I also have handles and hardware that will keep the doors closed, unlike my other one here, which I'm not sure if, yeah, you can see it. It opens up when I drive, and I have the hardware. I've had the hardware for a little while that will actually keep them shut. They're for RVs that keep the doors closed, and I just haven't used them yet. I don't know why, other than I've been focusing on other things. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't want this video to run too long, and I very much want to share my time-lapse video with you of a sunset that I took. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here. I'm still going to be working on the kitchen and possibly even my battery setup. I'm not sure if I'm going to touch that today. It's still early in the afternoon, so I might end up actually doing that. But I will be recording more, so that way I'll have more content to show all of you guys. So enjoy this time lapse, and thank you for watching. Take care, love others as you love yourself, and I'll see you next time.